Archetypes, Ultimates. In the world of Type Moon, planets, humanity, and even reality itself aren't just simply things that we perceive in real life like we do. Everything in the universe that exists from within is living systems with their own wills. Earth, for instance, is not simply a rock floating through space. In Type Moon lore, the planet possesses an intelligence called Gaia, the collective will of the world itself. Humanity also possesses its own unconsciousness called Alaya, the instinct for human survival shared across the species. Most supernatural conflicts in the setting exist somewhere between these two powers, the planet trying to preserve itself and humanity struggling to continue existing. Archetypes emerge from this cosmic framework as the ultimate representatives of a world or existence. They are not merely strong beings in the way a mage or even a servant is strong. Instead, an archetype is closer to a perfected embodiment, a terminal through which the planet, species, or systems expresses its ideal form. The clearest example is the archetype Earth, the transcendent state associated with Arquid Brunstead from Tsukihime. Arquid herself is already a true ancestor, a vampire-like being created directly by the planet. But archetype Earth is something beyond even that. In this form, she ceases to feel like an individual, and instead resembles the will of Earth given shape. She represents the planet's authority, its ideal life form, and its ability to impose its own laws upon reality. This is what separates archetypes from most other entities within Type Moon, such as in Fate and Tsukihime. Heroic spirits and servants are legends preserved by humanity. Gods are divine beings empowered through worship and mythology. But archetypes exist on a deeper level. They are tied directly to the structure of the world itself. The idea also overlaps with another major Type Moon concept, the types, or the ultimate ones. According to the lore, every planet possesses an ultimate one, the strongest life form that planet can produce. These entities are also alien and absolute, that they surpass ordinary understanding. Archetypes are closely related to this idea, often functioning as manifestations or interfaces for planetary authority rather than simply biological creatures. What makes the concept fascinating is that Type Moon never explains it completely in scientific terms. The lore is intentionally mythic and abstract. Archetypes are described less like characters in a power system and more like natural phenomenons, wearing human faces. Their existence blurs the line between person, god, and world. In many ways, archetypes represents one of the central themes of Type Moon storytelling, the conflict between humanity and forces vastly older and larger than itself. They are reminders that beneath the magecraft, the holy grail wars, and the heroic legends, the universe itself is alive, and it sometimes speaks through beings powerful enough to embody an entire planet. To truly hit the nail on the head so you can understand this a bit more, we're gonna have to move on to a different series, one of Nasu's oldest written stories, known as Notes. To put it short, Notes is a story about humanity surviving after the Earth itself has already died. After humanity poisoned Earth beyond recovery, the planet no longer supports life. The sky has become pale, lifeless, the land toxic, and civilization reduced to scattered remnants surviving on borrowed time. Humanity exists in a corpse world, a place where nature itself has already ended. But in Type Moon lore, as a reminder, Earth is not an object, it's alive. Throughout the Nasuverse, Gaia, as I mentioned before, is the force and will of the planet itself that preserves the natural order of the planet, constantly acts through systems, guardians, and beings created to defend the planet from destruction. But what exactly happens when the planet loses? Before dying, Gaia releases one final cry across the universe. That signal reaches the other planets of the solar system, and their answers descend upon Earth in the form of the Ultimate Ones, or the Types. Beings so complete that they embody the absolute pinnacle of their worlds. The story quietly reframes the role of humanity within the cosmos. Humans believe themselves to be the masters of Earth, yet the moment the planet itself turns against them, they are forced to confront the truth. Humanity was never separate from the world. It was merely one life form living inside a much greater organism. This is where archetypes become essential to understanding Type Moon's cosmology. An archetype is the ideal expression of a world. It is the shape a planet takes when its authority is condensed into a being, rather than existing as individuals. Archetypes function almost like interfaces between reality and the will of celestial bodies. Again, Archetype Earth, aka Arquin, she's a good example of this. The ultimate ones, however, demonstrate what fully realized planetary existence looks like when stripped of human perspective. They are alien not because they come from space, but because they exist beyond concepts humanity can emotionally understand. In comparison, archetypes feel almost like intermediaries, planetary beings that can still take a recognizable shape. That distinction matters because it reveals one of the recurring themes across the Nasuverse. The closer a being becomes to the planet itself, the less human it becomes. Servants are remembered by humanity. Gods are shaped through belief. But archetypes stand beyond both categories. They belong to the world itself. In many ways, Notes is not simply a post-apocalyptic story. It is a revelation of the hidden scale behind Type Moon's lore, the conflicts humanity considers monumental, such as the Holy Grail Wars, looking to be the true strongest mage in existence, heroism, immortality, or real-life conflicts that we've seen, such as the two World Wars, the American Civil War, the French Revolution, the fall of the Rome Empire. All of it becomes insignificant when compared to beings tied directly to planetary existence. Notes makes one message clear, and that's that humanity spent its entire history fighting over the surface of a world without realizing that the world was alive beneath its feet. And these beings are what emerge when the world finally takes form.